Whoa, when I heard the numbers that this guy was spending, crazy work, crazy work. It makes sense why those parents over there in DeKalb County did not like him. What's going on YouTube? Is your host Bruce GNT, and we're here to talk about that DeKalb superintendent I did a video on, I think a few weeks ago, right? Where he was being charged because he had some issues up there in Chicago, then came down here, somehow got a job, even though he had pending investigations, and then was doing some unscrupulous shit down here in Georgia, the DeKalb County area. Apparently they were able to see what he was doing and what he was up to and what he was spending money on. And it's wild.
Channel 2 Action News has obtained documents showing the former DeKalb County school superintendent spent more than $120,000 on his district purchase card in just 2 years.
Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez is live outside district headquarters. And Taisha, it took weeks of filing open records requests to get these documents.
Listen, I called and I emailed the district several times. I even walked through these doors to ask for the documents in person, but it wasn't until we got our station attorney involved that's when I finally got my request fulfilled.
You want to know why? Because DeKalb County, in my personal opinion, I could be off, they've realized that they effed up. Because how is it that someone came down from Chicago and they had their own slew of charges and things against them, right, related to schools, and then you hire this man superintendent? How does that work? And then within the 2 years, the parents of the children attending those schools are like, no, we don't like him. He's terrible. How did that happen? So, and I said in my past video, right? Either you guys knew what he was up to and didn't care, or you guys are negligent and ignorant and just hired him because, I don't fucking know, you just hired him. That's the only thing I could think of.
I've never heard of these kind of expenditures with any other superintendent in DeKalb County Schools before.
Senator Emmanuel Jones represents the area the DeKalb County School District sits in. He told me he's always questioned why these 4 current school board members voted to hire Dr. Devon Horton 2 years ago. Jones says Dr. Horton was never one of the top candidates in the nationwide search.
Certainly a clique or a group of members on the school board who have tried to protect things that they knew about him early on.
Dr. Horton is currently under federal indictment, accused of stealing money from his last school district in Illinois. That's what led Channel 2 Action News to request Horton's DeKalb County District P cards. According to the documents, during one visit to Sam's Club, Dr. Horton spent $11,000. He racked up $8,700 on one check at Jason's Deli, and one visit to the Italian restaurant Bambinelli's that cost the district $4,500.
I ain't gonna front. I heard Bambinelli's is actually pretty good. I was thinking about going over there. I'm a snob when it comes to pizza and everything like that, because if it's not from New York and it's trash. But I thought about going over there. Might check it out. I ain't gonna spend $4,500 though. I ain't gonna do that shit. I ain't balling. But look, it's just like what I said, right? People knew what was going on. Or they just wanted a black man to be in charge of a school district. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of.
Another meal at the same restaurant, $3,100. And there's more. He spent $3,100 on a trip to Honey Baked Ham and $2,600 at Chick-fil-A on a single charge. In total, Dr. Devon Horton spent more than $120,000 in 2 years as superintendent, and he didn't need board approval.
What was the board thinking at the time? How did they let this go on for so long without any kind of accountability? I mean, we knew of the issues that he was having. That was plain to everybody, and you would think they would put some kind of controls in place, considering how contentious the process had been on bringing him on board.
That doesn't make any sense. So if we all knew how contentious he wasn't the top pick. How the fuck did he get the job? That doesn't make any sense. Who does he know within that establishment that was able to give him the hookup? Because that's just wild. If y'all all knew this, how was he even a contender? There's a point of failure somewhere here. And people need to take time to really sit down and figure out where that is, because that's wild. Along with that, right, those 4 other board members or whoever have you, they need to be investigated too, because that's shady. That's shady. I will never give up this fight of talking about how the taxpayers' money is being used inappropriately to enrich the lives of the people that's supposed to represent us, because it's ridiculous. And this is why I always harp and jump up here and bitch and moan. Yeah, I do bitch and moan about how people are standing up protesting the wrong goddamn thing. You do know, like, the taxes that we pay, right? Especially depending on where you're at and everything like that, is determined based off a certain criteria, like other school and everything like that. In other words, I'm paying taxes here, right? I don't have any kids. I'm not in school anymore, but I still pay taxes that go towards the school system. Like, we know this, right? How do y'all not care about y'all money? And maybe because this stuff is boring, maybe because this stuff isn't like what catches national news and everything like that. But this is y'all money. This is y'all time.
I emailed all 4 current board members who hired Dr. Devon Horton. I asked them about his spending. They never responded. I did get a statement from the district spokesperson that says, "We remain committed to transparency, fiscal responsibility, and the appropriate stewardship of public funds."
Why was he given this kind of carte blanche to spend the county's resources, the school system resources? To me, that's a deeper question that we need to ask.
The district spokesperson also said less than a month after Dr. Horton's resignation, the board approved a contract to conduct a forensic audit looking into Horton's spending. Well, here we are 3 months later. We're still waiting on the results of that audit. We're live in Dekalb County. Taisha Fernandez, Channel 2 Action News.
And you're gonna be waiting 3 more months. There's more going on here, right? Those 4 board members, and who knows, it might even be higher than them, they should be looked into as well. Because why did you hire him? What was the criteria? He wasn't the top pick, so what was going on there? How did that work? And in relation to like his spending, I mean, can I be frank? Can I be honest? Can I keep it a buck? That was some nigga spending right there, because this dude was running up bills at restaurants and shit. I mean, at least he went to Sam's Club, you know, he stocked up his fridge and everything like that. They had some decent deals. But come on now, that's just insane. That's crazy. Look, I jump on other states, other cities and everything like that, but even right here in Georgia, right, we got to pay attention to what's going on. We got to look into our elected officials. We got to look into the people that are representing us, and not just us, our children, and really hold their feet to the fire, because this is crazy. And like I keep saying, this isn't new. He's just the one that got caught. Along with that, right, we have a culture that allows people to just think that this is okay for them to do because it's been going on for so long. And trust me, I firmly believe this goes higher up. There's something more to this story. And who knows, you might never know, but hopefully we could figure it out based off of people just asking the right questions. Well, you guys already know the drill. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Comment down below, tell me your thoughts. Do you feel like this goes higher? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like these 4 board members that hired him, like there's something more nefarious going on with them? Because I'm racking my brain thinking about it. I'm just not seeing how is it that he got hired over other candidates. You know, so if you know something I don't know, or maybe you just want to voice your opinion, let me know down in the comments below. That's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.